on the structure how which the Oracle is set up. Today, the customer is fulfilled by a third-party logistics company called Americold. Americold has for now two warehouses, Americold Atlanta and Americold Carthage, and both are represented as the inventory org in Oracle because we means Krispy Kreme, we own the inventory. So both the warehouses are mapped as inventory org in Oracle. However, all the execution side in terms of loading the truck or warehousing, all that business processes or physical processes are done by Americold on Krispy Kreme's behalf. So fulfillment to Walmart, fulfillment to other customer is done by them. But they wait for a signal from Krispy Kreme team. Krispy Kreme business team. So this point where pick release the sales order is the first transaction in Oracle, which is basically a signaling to the warehousing team that yes, we want to ship this order. So an EDI 940 is sent out, which here represented as manufacturing logistics, which is basically the Americold warehouses, but inside Oracle are two orgs. So they perform the transaction at their end, like they will create shipping order in their system. They do whatever is needed to do the shipment in their system. So nothing is happening inside the Oracle once the pick release is created and 940 is sent to them. Once they receive 940, they do their step. And when the truck leaves their place, their warehouse, they send us back a EDI 945, which we then perform in Oracle for that particular org. We perform a move order, transact move order, and ship confirm in Oracle. So these two transaction is performed by their 945. As soon as, and these all are automated in Oracle. As soon as this happens, Oracle also automatically generates a AR invoice, and depending on which combination the customer was, like 850, then like in case of Walmart, which is 850, we send the invoice out as 810. If the customer was 875, then we send the EDI 880 out. If the entry was manual and master data team had all the details of customer email address, then we email or we generate the PDF, which then the team send it to customer. So basically, this is the high level flow in terms of EDI integration in place. The only place where user or business user is supposed to touch the system is at the time of pick release. They have various other reports that they see if things did not come properly or something did not occur, but their majority of the transaction should be to ensure the on hand is there and all the orders that were supposed to come, they come. So there are some exception reports and failure, but the entire process otherwise on a happy path is automated other than this process.
Yeah, and then we have some aging reports as well at this level, the pick release, the order level, and then the ship confirmation level.
So do you have any question with the high level, or Divya and Laura, if you want to add something, then please feel free to add. So now what we'll do is we'll go into the details of each integration. So this is a high level flow, which we have also described verbally in this document also, like what happens, but now it gives you an idea of all the automation. Vara, if you can
Yeah, sure.
come down, and I think it should be an EDI infrastructure
Okay.
discussion that.
Yeah, this talks about, like, this is just about, so whatever Sandeep discussed, explained, this is what it says. First, we'll get the,
So if you scroll down, Vara, just a second. I mean, now there will be a KK EDI infrastructure.
yeah.
Maybe you may want to go into the detail of this
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is what the structure is. I mean, the integration piece. So we get EDI documents from customers. I mean, from our trading partners, right? So we have in EDI e-commerce gateway, we flagged those customers who are all eligible for these EDI transactions. This flag is just to see customer. Um, Basically, basically these are like just a flags where programs verify before we import any files, and then we have a EDI. We have a middleware called Clio, which converts EDI into XML into flat files. These flat files will be placed under KKNAS, that is our Windows FTP server, and then from there there is a rsync utility is there, which copies from and to our Oracle Unix box. And then from here, it's all the custom programs, and then custom programs will be called internally, they call seeded APIs. Okay.
So, Divya, do they have access to KKNAS?
I'm not sure, Sandeep.
Okay.
Maybe inside VDA they should be able to access, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So, I mean, in this case, for any integration or troubleshooting, everything is through KKNAS folders in terms of files. Either we receive or we send is through KKNAS file directories.
Okay, any questions here?
No, not totally.
Okay. Yeah, this is the KKNAS location. Okay. So let's say here we were talking about 875 order file, customer PO file. This is the program we use to import these 875 customer POs into Oracle as a sales orders. And the responsibility that we run from, we execute this program from, and then scheduled, yes. We schedule depends on the business needs. Right now we are running it for every 1 hour, and these are the stage tables that we use to import these orders into Oracle, headers, lines, and the remaining all these are all the necessary segment values that we use in Oracle. Inbound, yeah, basically this is a KKNAS structure that we have, and then this is the naming convention that we use here, instance name. If you go to this folder, and then based on dev, test, or PCH, EBS, prod, these are the the folder structure and file paths.
So basically, if you follow the program, the sample file that is associated, that's where the testing step is, that you just need to place that sample file with change of parameters such as sales order number and place this file in that folder and run this program, the Oracle API, like whatever logic is behind the program, should create an order in Oracle.
Yeah, and then this program has two parameters. One is the what kind of data file you need to import, and then this has import type, whether process, and then load. Okay, process does load and it calls the seeded API. Okay. Yeah, here the load means just load, and then process means load and import. Basically this main program calls the loader program, okay, which does the we use SQL loader to load flat file information into tables, and then once we load the file, and then the program calls the validate and process. This is the actual program which validates and then calls the seeded APIs to import whether orders or do ship confirm. Yeah, those things. Any questions here?
Maybe can you go up to the custom tables where the custom tables are,
Oh yeah, sure.
please? I want to know
Mm-hmm.
what's the meaning of the last part of the tables. For example, with the HITD,
Yeah.
MES,
Yeah.
MSG.
These are all the EDI tags, okay, that we use. Let's say S total means like each file will have only one order, okay. So what is the total amount for that order? And then DSAC and HSAC these are the adjustments we call, okay. Now,
Vara, is it okay if you open that sample file so that way
Yeah.
you can?
yeah, that's much better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is how the structure looks. H means the header records, and then H2, HDTM, H nodes. Okay, and then D means lines. Okay, that means pure lines. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. S total means the total of the sales. I mean the customer PO. Like what is the dollar amount we have? Those things.
So the records are saved or inserted in
Custom table.
in custom table. It depends of the first
Yeah,
or the first value of the.
with the pipe delimited.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
So this is how it comes from Clio to
Yeah.
us in the folder.
yeah, Clio converts EDI into and then splits it into this format.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. And then loader loads the data into these tables, and then the next part is the processing, right? We need to validate and feed it to Oracle seeded API, right? So that's what.
So
this is-
as Vara showed the sample file, whatever is the tag, we have a corresponding table for it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then yeah, this is that's self-explanatory, right? So we output button. It shows the details of the order that is imported on errors and cancel. Yeah, and then next piece is a pick release, which is a manual step that Sandeep explained. Okay, once pick release. Yeah.
Sorry. The last point, new sales order can be confirmed from order manager. From this is this manually?
Yeah, basically, if you wanted to view the sales order in Oracle, I mean, you can go to order organizer and then query.
But
That's
this last point of the process is it made mm, manually by a user or?
yeah,
No,
you,
no, no. Yeah, this is done by user, but they don't do this normally. See this point, Vara, just scroll a little bit up.
okay, 1 second.
Yeah, so this is part of a testing steps. So like if let's say you were to test, right? You are testing this program. So you place the file, you run this program, and it is these steps are giving detail what program is doing in terms of calling the loader program and all that. Then once the program is done, the last step is you can validate the order in Oracle using OM responsibility. So this is just a confirmation step that the whole thing was successful.
Yeah, but I don't know if this process is in production right now, but when the process is finished until this step, this last part is it a step done by the user or
No.
is it only a
No, this is not the step done by user. This is more for us. The last new sales orders can be confirmed from order organizer in OM responsibility is the step for someone who is testing this, not
Okay.
user.
okay?
Because
Gotcha.
they users they don't they do come to order organizer every day, but they don't come every 1 hour or so. They just check maybe some time in the day how many new orders came, or why Walmart orders or Albertson orders are not yet in.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Thank you.
Okay, once we pick release, the next step, I mean, this is how we pick release in Oracle. It's a standard functionality, right?
Yeah. So this, yes, cool. So we have created some just a little bit here. Yeah.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
So there are two rules for ASG, which is basically the two orgs of Americold. ASG is Americold Skygate, and ACT is Americold Carthage. So they use new rules. I mean their rules to perform the pick release transaction. So once that is pick released, now once they have done this, then our other integration will come into picture. So, you may want to scroll down.
Yeah. And then and then once we pick release, and then as Sandeep mentioned, we have to inform 3PL, right? So this is called, I mean, we send information via 940, which is outbound. And then this is done. This is again like this program extracts all the eligible sales order, I mean, pick release lines, and then we'll push it to KKNAS, and then Clio from there goes to Clio, and then from Clio they send a EDA 940 to 3PL customer, 3PL partner. Okay, this is a simple PL SQL program which extracts and puts it under KKNAS, and then the file location is here. So under KKNAS we have a inbound and outbound. Under inbound and outbound we have EDI. So under EDI we have a separate folder for each transaction: 940, 875 cloud, 850 cloud, like that. Okay, and then once we send, we mark that record as a the DFF level. We mark it as a Y, which means extracted. Okay. Any questions on 940 cloud?
Not so far.
Yeah. Okay. Sandeep, do you want me to open the 940 file and then see?
Yeah, so that way they'll be able to compare and contrast the.
Correct. Yeah. So these are just the sample files that I'm showing. Okay. This has header and then lines. Basically the customer PO, and then we import it into Oracle as a sales order, right? So this is what we are doing, and then we send some extra information along with that. Okay. Header, and then lines. What is the item, and then what is the quantity that we are shipping. Okay.
So whatever was spec released is showing up here
Correct.
for each delivery.
Yeah.
¿Qué pasó, José?
And then next comes once. Sorry, somebody is trying to say.
Bueno.
Okay. The next step would be EDI 945. So once 3PL ships the orders, and then they will.
No, te escucho más
Sorry,
la conferencia.
sorry, Iván. Josué, ¿puedes apagar tu micrófono, por favor? Creo que no nos escucha. Just a moment.
Ya.
Don't worry, Arturo, I already muted him.
Sí,
Ya,
no te
ya.
preocupes.
You're welcome. Sorry, guys, we're ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then next part is EDI 945. So then once 3PL ships those orders, and then they will send us all the information via 945 in Oracle. So we did till peak release, right? The next is transact move order,
Me lo tiene que mandar.
and then these steps will be done by this 945 program.
No estoy en todo, diría.
Transact and then ship confirm. Okay.
Y es que
These two steps.
es un, ¿cómo se llama? Es manual, o sea.
Yeah, this is all seeded process we are talking, and then just we did it
Sí,
through
porque
APIs.
es de manera manual, Rosy. O sea, son
And the
arcaicos,
945 file, Clio places under inbound. As I
Entonces,
said, inbound we have inbound and outbound, right?
Les tengo que
Under
mandar
inbound
un
we have
video
EDI, and then the
productos
transaction, which is a 945. We have we created folder
Pero,
for 945
o sea,
cloud, and
ni
then
por aquí,
945
o sea,
cloud we have
yo
wholesale.
actualizo lo que
So
tengo
under
que
wholesale,
actualizar.
Clio pushes the file, and then from there Oracle program, we schedule this program from KKOM generic responsibility,
Ajá, o sea,
and then this
es nuevo, pues,
I mean I created as a main. This is what the current structure is, and then I maintained the same structure. Okay.
no, sí. Sí. Pero
We have a main program.
digamos
Under
que-
main program, we
sí.
have a loader, and then main
Sí.
the other next is the validate and process programs. And then main has what is the file we are bringing in, and then ship confirm. This has two values, whether ship confirm or no. Okay. The
Sí,
parameter
es que el
has.
tema es que no me avis, bueno, no
And then
tampoco
these
tengo
are
un
the two
correo
staging
donde
tables
digan
that
que hoy se me
we
convirtió
have
en
for this. And then I'll show you the file structure that we get from 3PL.
Víctor Kincher está incluido en esa nueva. ¿Pueden excluirlo o algo así?
No, ya va a empezar, o sea, ya van a empezar a mandar a Virtual Kitchen.
And then header.
Pero hoy hicieron, bueno, hoy
This is
van
the
a hacer la primera prueba y
delivery
obviamente
that
pues,
we
el menú no está actualizado.
extract and share it with the 3PL via 940. EDI 940 interface, and then they send the same delivery header and all the lines that we picked, and then they send all these lines again, and then
So
they yeah.
yeah,
So
just wanted to
Ajá, fue lo que
make
le
sure,
que me habló
as
Josué y le dije
as
es que yo no
Vara has
sabía que
already
hoy iban a salir
highlighted.
con Virtual
So
Kitchen.
this delivery
Bueno, hoy es la prueba,
is the
pero
key
pues
here.
obviamente le dije, pues no la tenía en el radar, creo que
Americold
pues, tengo cambio de
has
campaña
to
y
send
son
us back
200
the
tiendas
same
que tengo que
delivery
dar
number,
y
and
delivery, y
the
ese de
second
Virtual
number
Kitchen
which
ni por aquí.
Vara pointed out earlier, the number that starts from 3014.
Y ya
This
le
is
dije,
the
pero ahorita hago el
Oracle
layout,
delivery
y estoy
detail ID.
armando el
So
layout
these two
y ahorita se los mando.
they should send
Tú ya tienes el layout.
on
Sí.
their file. If these
Sí, es
two
un layout en
numbers
Excel,
are
o sea,
not matching
todo
with
esto en
Oracle,
Excel,
we
entonces
error
tengo que
that
poner
record. We
el
are
botón,
expecting
bueno,
exact
el ID
same
de la
delivery
tienda
and
que es
delivery
de ese
detail
cabo
ID
de Insum.
that we send on 940 to
Entonces estoy
come back
haciendo
on
eso.
945.
De
yeah, for
hecho,
example, this is
bueno, nada más
940,
le estoy
right?
echando una miradita
So on
para no
940,
mandarle
this is the
cosas.
delivery, and then these two are the delivery detail IDs.
What happened when this number is not matching with Oracle? Is this
No,
inserted to another table, an error table?
Yeah, we have those are all the basic level validations the
Ajá,
program
exacto.
has.
So it doesn't insert into error table. It has the tables have status column and it will mark as
Yeah.
error with
Ah, okay.
saying that this doesn't
Sí, sí,
exist,
sí.
and
Sí,
then
sí, pon atención, Rosy, ya
exception
estoy trabajando en
reports to the user is
Yeah.
generated.
Bye.
Yeah.
Like they also every day they are receiving a report from Dankanite, like the web query. So it is giving them all the errors if there is a error.
No, Dankanite has she uses SSRS, this Microsoft SSRS reporting tool, and then she has reports, and then she schedules and she sends it to the user community.
But this is the key. Like whatever we send on 940 has to come back on 945.
Delivery ID and delivery detail ID.
Yeah.
Okay.
The WSA, no, WND and WDD tables. And then yeah, to store these header and detail, we have these two tables. Each table has status column, and each table has data file, what is the data file we are getting, and then the program stores all that information. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this talks about the same. Clio copies the file under 945 cloud folder under wholesale, and then program. This is how we submit. This is what we submit. 945 main. Okay, and with these two parameters, 940 what is the file. Okay, I mean the what is the file name it starts with, and then whether we need to ship confirm or not. And then again program has the same, right? Loader, and then the process and validate and process program. Loader does the loading part, and then validate and process does the validations, and then actual move order and then ship confirmation. Yeah. Okay, any questions on 945 program?
Not for me. Rosie, do you have any question?
No questions so far.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. And then next is once we ship confirm, and then the Oracle, we have a Oracle background process, right? So then invoice will be created on AR. Of course, I mean you need to import all the you need to run those programs, right? Sandeep, we don't have to go through those things, right?
Yeah, those are like seeded programs already scheduled. I think the import AR and all that.
So once AR is ready, and then we extract that AR information and then send it to the customer. In this case, we are talking about the Walmart. Okay. This is a revenue part, right? So we'll directly send the file to the customer. And this is again, it's a PL SQL driven program. This has a, you can extract by a transaction, or you can extract without any transactions, and then we have a last run date that we store, and then program goes and extract the transactions which are created and available and then eligible from the last run date. Okay. And then this talks about the program name that we use, and then 810 cloud, and then again it's an extract, right? Again we place under outbound EDA, and then we have a folder called 810, and then again we have a DFF which tells us whether the transaction being extracted or not. That is stored at the DFF level. Okay. Let me show you the file, then you will understand. Yeah, this is a 1 second, guys. This is a sample only. I'll go to KKNAS. Yeah, this has header and details, and these are adjustments if the transaction has any adjustments, and this is a S record. It's like a summary kind of a record where it's like a S total that I showed you, right? This is which has what is the total dollar amount of the in AR invoice. Okay. And then so whatever the information we have on the AR invoice, that when we extract and then send it to the customer. Okay, any questions here?
So here also the key is the invoice number. We send our invoice number to them referencing their PO number, and
yeah, this is the one. And then all the lines, how many lines we have.
Yeah.
Along with the items and all that information. Okay, shall I continue with the 880?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
and then Vara, we can log into Oracle to show customer and e-business gateway.
Oh yeah,
Just those two, so that the flow is complete.
Yes.
So this program loads the information to AR interface tables and
Say that again, Arturo.
Yeah. So this program loads the information to AR interface tables?
No. So, order ship confirm will load the data automatically to AR table based on the workflow background process, right? Oracle will do the loading of AR interface table, and then the scheduled Oracle program, the AR import transaction, that program will create the invoice in Oracle automatically. So those are like Oracle seeded processes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This is all
the invoice we are not creating, like our customization is not creating invoice. So Oracle auto invoice program will automatically create the invoice. Today that happens everywhere, like wherever the sales order is connected to the invoice, as soon as ship confirm happens on the sales order, Oracle automatically creates the invoice.
Yeah.
So
Give me un example. Arthur,
Yes.
es el mismo proceso. Lo genera desde la orden de venta
Ujú.
y sí cae a las tablas de interfaz y lo genera el auto invoice.
Sí, el proceso es natural.
El proceso es natural. ¿Sí, Rosaura?
Sí,
Sí,
pues es
Rosa.
como se hacen los cierres de pedido, que
Ujú.
pues sí se genera el ship confirm y bueno, estos puntos y ya en automático caen a las tablas de ¿cómo se llama? De AR y se genera el auto invoice. Solo quería como repreguntar por si había ahí alguna
Sí, no,
parte extra.
Está excelente porque
Ujú.
también pensaba que llegaba directo a las tablas de interfaz, pero no. Llega el ship confirm.
Sí, y el
Y-
confirmation ya cargan dentro del
carga el
invoice.
auto
Ajá.
invoice. Thanks,
Arthur,
Adi. Just
here
confirm to say thanks. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Sandeep mentioned those seeded workflow background and all those, right? So that those programs will be executed in this between these two steps after ship confirmation here. Okay, then once AR invoice is created in AR, and then the 810 that program extracts and sends it to customer. Okay, or
Yeah, it's okay.
it's
Okay.
okay. And then let me show you the customer. Let's say we have a Walmart, right? So we define Walmart customer in Oracle, and then we map all these ship to and ship to sites, and then build those. Let's pick the ship to.
go
And,
through this GLN information.
This one. This is the main. This is how we identify the site in Oracle. So EDI sends us, the customer sends us this information.
So every order where that needs to be shipped is sent to us using this GLN information. Wherever Walmart or Albertson, whichever customer needs their order to be dropped, they send that particular location's GLN information, which we are storing at the customer ship to site address level, and that site, so that's how the program knows that okay, we need to book a order for this ship to location. They also send a bill to GLN, which we identify against which we need to bill to. So a ship to GLN and a bill to GLN is provided. Using that, we come here. And any questions so far with that?
No.
No? Okay. Now go to business purpose and
Yeah.
just show the order management
Yeah.
detail configuration.
Here, these are all the order types, and then
And these all informations are captured from here to book the order.
yeah. So program reads these order type. What is the order type that we need to use? You know, when we create a sales order, and what is the price list that we use? Okay, ship method, freight terms, and all these things, and then payment terms. Okay. You're good, right? Arturo?
Sorry, I lost the last comment.
Yeah. So you know, we need a transaction type, right? When you create a sales order,
Okay, yeah.
transaction type is coming from this field. So program reads the transaction type from, order type from this mapping. Let's say if I say ABC order type, okay, then program creates a sales order with ABC.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to show you the orders, Randeep?
Yeah, I mean, at least they'll have external warehouse.
Yes.
At least if they are searching, they know.
Yeah. Nine five two.
No, that's a customer number. Just put Walmart.
Yeah, 3962. Sorry. Yeah, let's pick this one. So for sales order, we needed this transaction type, right? So this transaction type is coming from this mapping. Okay. And then price list also. And then ship to, right? Ship to, how program is deriving the ship to. This is from the GLN that Sandeep mentioned in the previous screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Here. So in the file we get this number. Okay. So program with this number, programs comes into this TCA tables and then finds the ship to. Okay. And then it feeds it to API, and then API creates a sales order with this ship to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes the associated value for the ship location.
Oh, here. Do you want me to go to the ship to location?
No. I just said that based on the GL number, the program takes the correct value for the order.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
This is the address, right? So GLN is associated with the address, right? This address, this Walmart 60. This is the address, right? That's what you see on sales order. And then these are the lines and the order items. Okay, and then this is 850, 875, and then let me open the transaction, the AR invoice. This order, Oh, this is a test order. I don't know whether we.
You can go to invoice table and just show that invoice screen and search for Walmart as bill to, then you will get many other invoice because every Walmart invoice is a EDI invoice.
Yeah. We are in AR. Let's go. Okay, and then we have so many.
Remove ship to because
Yeah,
just
shift to is, yeah.
and do GL date from last 2 months only, like
This is cloned February.
February. So then go to February.
Let's say,
Yeah. Three or four, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, this is the major transaction customer. So
yeah, these are all the AR invoices. Let me open this one. Yeah, and then transaction, ship to, bill to, and these are the line items we have. And then now let me show you the 810. Okay, header, and then all the lines D records. Okay, these are the lines, and then adjustments A. Okay, I'll show you the adjustments if you have any.
adjustments are there. Click on the lines. Yeah. This
Oh yeah,
external
yeah.
in-house.
Yeah, these are the adjustments, correct. Okay. Then we extract those also here. For each line, let's say if this line has two adjustments, program extract, 2 lines like this. Okay.
Yeah, for 880, for 810, that's the difference between 880 and 810. The adjustments are just shown as a sum total of all the adjustments.
Yeah. And then the DFF we talked here. It will also update the EDI sent DFF in the invoice as Y, right? This is the DFF. EDI transmission flag. Okay. And then if you wanted to re-extract this, and then you need to come here and then mark it as a new, and then you can re-extract. Okay. Any questions here?
No, not support.
Okay, good. Yeah, program is scheduled, right? So as soon as you save it, and then in the next run, this transaction will be extracted and sent it to customer. And then 880, I mean 810, we call it for wholesale customers. We are calling 810, and for retail customers, we call this as a 880. That's what you see under, let's say this is outbound, right? Outbound 810. This is not the outbound. for 880, yeah, we created a, this is 880 is a retail. Right, Sandeep?
Not retail or something. Right now, we have to assume that we
Yeah.
have, because there is a mix and match happening.
Right.
So customer will tell us
Yeah,
upfront what
Correct.
EDI mechanism they are doing. The grocery may do 875, but we have seen some doing 850 also.
Yeah.
So whatever, if someone is doing 850, then they want their invoices on 810. If customer is doing 875, then they want their invoices as 880.
Yeah. It's just a the transaction number they use different. That's all. This is also similar to 810. So yeah. This extracts under 880 folder, and then this has the same DFF. I mean the EDI send flag, and the same structure that we use.
Only difference, as Vara pointed out, structure and everything is same. The only
Yeah.
difference between Walmart and 881 is the record, that additional discount that is separated for others, whereas for Walmart it is all combined as the two adjustment records.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, header level, and then these are at the line levels. Yeah, this is the invoice print program. Let me see. I think. Yeah, this invoice print program, this is a RDF based. Basically, it's RDF based, and then we have this template we use, and then this is how the program output is. And then this program has it sends an email also, and then if you go to the RDF Arturo, yeah, I mean the logic is built into that RDF after report trigger. Okay.
You mentioned a trigger. What is the trigger located?
Sorry, I mean you have an idea, right? Reports.
Sorry?
Okay. I mean the technical people, they know, right? The Oracle reports, Oracle RDF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tool.
The tool, yeah, the reports
Yeah.
builder tool. Okay.
So this is made by.
Yeah,
by-
the data is getting from the RDF, and then the data will be fed to the this one, the XML.
Okay. Just about why are you using RDF reporting instead XML publisher?
Because RDF doesn't support these type of reports.
Okay.
So the only way we can do is by using the XML.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Sandeep. This is I think flows. You wanted to talk about this, Sandeep? This is more-
Yeah. So Laura, just wanted to confirm they have understanding of Burlington manufacturing or no? Or Divya, if you know.
No, Sandeep. Even when we gave an overview on the major US process, we haven't given about the Burlington manufacturing.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Laura.
No, I think that's part of this session. I think we were just going to do a kind of a high level.
Okay. So now you guys are aware of the BST front end customer facing process, how we fulfill from Americold, right? But the product that we sell to Walmart and to our other customers in BST is actually produced in our manufacturing plants. One is Burlington and another is Concord. It is basically produced over there and then shipped to Americold, right? So we are just following the process downward. So we first saw what Americold was doing for us and how integrations were happening, how we are fulfilling customer orders. But now in the next level of this flow is how the products are being shipped to Americold warehouses, because as Americold is fulfilling customer orders, their inventory is going down. So we have other process to fill that inventory. So in this particular process, whatever they have, whatever Walmart and our forecasting, everything, the ASCP plan. So right now ASCP runs for them. Namrata and the other business folks, they look at their Excel sheet, Excel plan and ASCP plan, depending on whatever fine tuning they need to do. They create the batch in Oracle, similar to I think the batches that are getting created in other units such as Australia and Mexico. Similar way, the batches are also getting created in Oracle for BST purposes, and they also use handheld devices to perform various transactions. So they don't log in Oracle to do majority of their transaction. They do the transactions via handheld devices. And I mean, I'll not go into the details, but just for the sake of full understanding so that you are, you can visualize. So this production line products are coming out and the batch is already created. So user is using their mobile handheld devices to put the lot number and put the batch so that the LPN printout or the label is generated. So a lot is created, an LPN sticker is created which they are putting on the pallet. So a pallet ticket is generated with the item and the lot number. All this is created by the user, and at the same time at the printer those labels are coming out and they are placing it on each pallet. So now the pallets, each pallet has the LPN number stored or like stick to that particular pallet. Now they don't store the inventory or the finished good for long time in their warehouse. Concord cannot store for some hours, and then they have a cold storage. But the Americold, accordingly, in the background, Americold is also scheduling, I mean, our customer team and Americold is scheduling a truck to pick up the goods from Concord and Burlington warehouse and move them to this Americold warehouses of Carthage and Atlanta. So that's where this line, sales order line, that comes in if you see, there is a box towards the right hand side where is this sales order is created. That is nothing but the internal sales order, which basically ships the material, which will be used to ship material from Burlington and Concord manufacturing plant
No, es en WebEx.
Americold warehouses. So
Sí, es que yo lo estoy instalando, entonces no me he salido
when
para
this
no perder la
sales
liga.
order, when they are shipping, again using
Ah,
their
está en el chat.
handheld mobile
Y ahí
devices,
lo puso Josué
they
Reyes.
will be using, various functions to load the truck. They will scan all the
Va,
LPNs
ahorita yo
that
llego.
they have,
De nada.
they are loading into the truck. In all this is happening in their handheld device. They will print the bill of lading. They will then close the ship confirm in the Oracle
Te
as well
metiste
as
a Teams otra
close
vez.
the truck. When they perform this ship confirm in Oracle,
No
which
cerraste
is
el
the
Teams.
close the trip, now at that point, we send the EDI 856 to Americold, which is basically an advance shipment notice that we are sending you. We list down all the LPNs, all the other details associated. So we list down everything what is being shipped to them, and they and the truck leaves, because this close the trip also coincides with like the truck leaving the facility. Once the truck reaches to 3PL warehouse such as Americold, Carthage or Atlanta, then they will perform a receipt in their system. So now that we have sent them an advance shipment notice, which will reach to them in like half an hour, considering Clio and all that translation, but the physical material reaches to them after 1 day or after 3 days, depending on where it is going. They already have a record created. Then they perform a receipt in their system. So in Oracle, when the shipment happen, all the quantities goes to in transit. This 856 is also sent. Now, Americold physically receives the part, physically receives the material. Once they physically receive, they have their some internal process that happens, and they send us back a EDI 944, which we then use and receive that Oracle, that in transit quantity. And in Oracle, we receive that in transit quantity into the appropriate Americold warehouse. So this will close the loop in terms of quantities. Any questions or clarification? Okay.
No.
Yeah. Is there a question? Sorry.
Lucy?
No, so sorry. No questions so far.
Okay. Yeah. So this is where the fulfillment will occur. Majority of the processes are like, apart from EDI 856 or 944, these are the only customization, if you will, or extensions that are developed. There are what you call handheld. I would not call it customization, but there are some handheld personalizations to ease out their flow in this process, which which we are not like in. Those are being used, but it is more of a customization and more of a personalization to ease out their transaction. But everything is seeded in that sense. Correct, Laura? Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
So-
I can get to the mute.
No problem. So you know how to create batch in Oracle and perform various transactions, because these all can be performed using standard Oracle screen. So we'll jump to 856 and 944. So, rest of the manufacturing process is standard Oracle, issue the material, batch reconciliation. There's no customization that comes into the picture. So, Vara, if you can straight away jump to 856, scroll
Yeah.
down and
Okay, Sandy.
scroll down in case if we see something will go. But
This is a batch, creating batch.
Mismo caso, si fuera para pico programado, también aquí se podría ver. Se pueden filtrar ya sea desde hasta fecha o
The question, the batches manually?
todas las sucursales, se puede exportar Excel, etc.
yes, so
en la parte de órdenes, también
right now they create batches manually. Sometimes they go to ASCP and release it from there. So it's up to the user how they are creating.
A lo mejor muchas, el catálogo como tal, probablemente el área de QA y el equipo de Santa van a estar siempre trabajando en él y no les voy a dar tanto información aquí para que no se confundan, porque al final como les comentaba, todo el catálogo proviene ya tal cual del punto de venta. Entonces, bueno, nada más para que sepan, aquí en la parte...
So these are the handheld transactions that they are doing in the handheld.
Aquí en Krispy Kreme 2, por ejemplo, son actualmente
they are doing product completions.
el punto de venta Loja, y si se fijan aquí en imagen hay un check en donde este producto en específico sí contiene imagen. A lo mejor...
And they are showing the actual quantity. These all are Oracle transactions.
Aquí se pueden mostrar los que actualmente no cuentan con imagen. Si yo le doy a la parte de editar, entro a toda la información de este producto, en donde si yo quisiera, ustedes tal cual sugerir un producto, únicamente al darle clic a la palomita y guardar, este producto es sugerido. Si yo me voy a mi pantalla, aquí en la parte de home,
yeah, so closing is happening. So now here is the shipping transaction that is happening. So yeah, scroll down. I think shipping will start now.
Yeah.
So they'll do shipping from handheld only. So they'll scroll down. So the shipping is happening from Burlington or Concord. So yeah, if you can just script. Yeah, yes. So yeah, maybe after this screen.
Yeah.
So this is strip is created and
I think this is 856. It is
yeah. So as soon as the ship confirm occurs, then 856 is sent to Americold, and you can go into the
This
details.
is this 856, right? So this is like IRSO details, right? Okay, and then this is the triggering is like on demand, and then right now it is driven by business event. Okay. Let me show you the.
No necesariamente, porque hay una función de snooze que lo pueden apagar desde Delivery y se puede ver no disponible. Sin embargo, hay forma para que no sea como no disponible y por algo sale totalmente del catálogo, sí se puede quitar
1 second.
aquí en activo y en ese momento desaparece Sí, lo que veíamos ayer, que también lo preguntábamos, era que al final esto no lo vamos a manejar nosotros, se manejan automático con Delivery dependiendo de los inventarios. En caso de que no, que se descompuso la máquina, por ejemplo, de bebidas, si no tienen nada que ver con inventario, también lo van a hacer desde la tienda en la tablet de Delivery. Desde ahí se va a manejar. ¿Es correcto? Sí, correcto. Pero ustedes lo puedan relacionar. Aquí en la parte de la app, si se fijan, están los referidos. El usuario puede marcar como favorito simplemente con entrando un producto y poniendo el
Yeah.
corazoncito. Y en la
I'm
parte
talking
de
about the business event, right? So we have a business event on this. I mean, we call this. I created a subscription of this business event. So that subscription calls the PL SQL. Okay, behind on this program. Basically, this is the This is the PL/SQL package that we use, and then so this package basically extracts the ASN 856 information. Okay.
van aplicadas al carrito final de compras. Entonces, ustedes pueden crear dos tipos de cupones, unos que son con código, en donde ustedes pueden ponerle el código que ustedes quieran o aplicar automáticamente ese código. Entonces,
I'll show you the file, what kind of information we extract. Yeah, so this is a delivery, and then delivery detail. Okay, and then this is what the structure they want. Okay, delivery, the header, and then detail, and then this is the what do you call this, Sandeep? This one.
These all are our LPN numbers.
LPNs, yeah, LPNs, correct. Yeah.
So it is also part of the delivery detail in Oracle.
Correct. Okay.
To scroll down, now come to the screen of that the file. Sorry.
Oh, the file.
So this till Burlington, all the LPNs that they scan. So it has the information of which GLN it is going to and all that. But it is scanning all the pallets. Each pallet is designated by the LPN, and same thing here. If you see the similar delivery and the detail ID is captured. So if you see the delivery number is 3091190 and these 697, all these are delivery detail IDs, and all this delivery and detail ID is captured and sent to them as a unique key, because that is what we are expecting back when they send us a 944. And the big difference between our shipment org and Americold org is that the product or finished good is a lot controlled, having an expiration enabled in Burlington, but in Americold orgs we are only tracking quantity. We are not tracking lot number. We are not tracking expiry because we are not tracking lot number. So our it's not lot, it's only lot driven till this point in time. After that, it is not a lot control, and this number that you see CCD 22G2502, that is a lot number of the product. Any questions with respect to this? Because 944 will be like replica of
Yeah.
this.
También directo al punto de venta en caso que se empiece a usar.
Okay.
Y
Yeah, no,
aplica
no,
cuando
for
no
me
hay
it's okay.
promociones. Esto es muy importante porque al final muchos clientes dicen, oye, es que yo tengo promoción cierto día, pero no quiero que aparte le aplique los 30 pesos, ¿no?
Yes, 944 is like a receiving transaction interface.
Decir, ¿sabes qué? Cuando no haya promociones, sí te aplico
The program calls the RCV interface.
aplicar solo al primer pedido, o no. Después, bueno, también está
Again, the same. Clio loads the file under 940 under inbound folder under 944 cloud folder directory, and then this same every interface has same like main, and then main calls the loader, and then loader calls the validating process, and then data file name. These are the two staging tables that we use, and then let me open you. Let me show you the 944 that we received under EDA, and we have inbound EDA. So each folder, each folder transaction has a archive. So as soon as they place file here, and then program reads the file, I mean the loader loads staging tables, and then shell script move the file to archive directory. Okay. This is the 944 file. Delivery header, detail, shipment detail.
Mi duda es, yo por ejemplo tengo un 2 por 1 de bebidas. Resulta que el cliente no compra bebidas, compra solo donas. Puede aplicar su cupón. Sí. O sea, ahí puede aplicar el cupón sin problema. O sea, el tema es...
This is the 944 RCV import main, and the RCV calls the loader program, and then loader, and after loader, and then the main program calls this validating process, which validates and then validates, and then records are okay, and then it feeds into the RCV main table, and then from there program calls the receiving transaction processor. Okay. And then this program has a exception mechanism, and then Dankanet, she has a program, and then she has a scheduled reports, and then SSRS sends those exceptions to the user community. Okay. And then let me show you the sample yeah, pending quick release, right? I told you, right? On the this is the 940. So basically the report shows we are talking about 940 hours, okay? So these are the I told you, right, aging reports we have. This is how the report outputs the data. Like similar way we have a for 944 also. For 944 also, 944 exceptions also we have seen same.
¿No? Entonces aquí le pueden poner, bueno, que primero seleccionan descuento, aquí a lo mejor el nombre de ese descuento, mismo caso como les decía, si aplica para los invitados, call center o a todas las sucursales, o aquí se sabe que es nada más en galerías.
Generally I don't get this
entonces lo pueden filtrar por sucursal.
These users, but let me see.
¿Cuántos productos requeridos son? Pues van a ser un producto requerido.
I think this process is pretty stable.
Oh yeah, these are all pretty stable, yeah. All our EDI integrations, they're pretty much stable. I mean, it's stable in the sense the program wise and all the things, but there are, if there is an issue with the data, yes, those things, I mean, users have to talk to the 3PL partner and then figure out. Other than that, these programs run smoothly.
So when if an error exists or an exception exists after the validation with the third
Yeah. So in this case, let's say this is the pending, right? So this is like a report, right?
Okay.
Okay, got you.
Aquí es muy importante que digan qué horario, ¿no? O sea, por ejemplo, Loki Sushi me parece que tiene todos los lunes un descuento de 6 de la tarde a cierre, a 9 de la noche. Entonces, pues nada más seleccionan el día o pueden tener ese descuento aplica diario, como lo quieran ir segmentando. Y después los productos, aquí aparecen todas las divisiones.
So, Arturos, just to let you know that basically what happens is if there is a issue, right? If there is a issue at Americold and they did not pass a delivery detail ID, or if there is a issue at Clio's end and a lot of errors are happening in the table, users are alerted because they need to be let's say a 944 fails, then they need to receive that order manually in Oracle. Or if a 945 fails, that means they need to ship confirm manually in Oracle. Then they on the side we investigate to tell them why something has happened. Like for example, the delivery detail ID is missed, right? So we will first contact. We do not contact Americold directly. We only contact or check for the problem with our Clio partner or EDI team from Krispy Kreme, Sai and Chris team. So I think you probably know them or you'll be closely working with them. So the EDI, the Clio, the team that manages Clio is we only check with them that what actually Clio sent. So if we find that, okay, let's say the problem was they did not send a delivery detail ID, like few months back, that was the main issue. There was some glitch at their end. So then we give that information to the business team that, this is the problem we are seeing from Americold side, and business then initiates the discussion with Clio team, with including Sai or EDI team and us in the copy. But business is one who initiates the discussions with Americold in terms of if the problem is at Americold end.
Yeah, but these are the sample. I pulled one exception report. So Americold, they will send these duplicate IDs, which the program is capturing, and this is Oracle's the open interface error, which where it says quantity you want to ship is greater than quantity
sí, Lore.
ordered. Okay.
Digamos que por DMA vamos a manejar las altas de productos como hoy lo manejamos, es decir, tú me mandas un descuento del 50, yo tengo que crear el producto con el descuento para que lo puedan marcar en la tienda. En Aloha no vamos a mandar este producto, sino nada más vamos a mandar el descuento como tal. Aquí la duda es los canales como Uber van a seguir mandando las promociones por su medio de offers. O sea, nosotros de nuestro lado con a domicilio lo vamos a manejar como lo manejamos con Justo, ¿te acuerdas?
Then they will perform that transaction manually in the system.
Ajá, exacto. Del lado de los canales de Uber.
If the quantity of transactions with error is high.
No, porque nosotros subimos un botón o un SKU ya con el descuento.
To make them manually.
Exceptuando los cupones que
say that again. Sorry,
Exactamente, que es como el de un ejemplo, el de tu primera compra de 50 pesos, eso sí, aquí se podría configurar. Exactamente, tenemos que configurarlo y ya de acuerdo a lo que tú mencionabas, de que si aplica o no aplica en el descuento, tenemos que checarlo. Pero sí, pero aquí nada más hay que poner, como te mencionaba, son dos cosas, DMA y NSR. De NSR ya no vamos a configurar como tal el artículo o el SKU con el descuento, sino tendría que entrar con el descuento.
Pallets in one truckload, so there will be 40 lines, but in Oracle they have to press 3 buttons to receive those 40 lines.
Okay.
So here it might show 40 or 160 lines to be, because it is not that it will do successful partial, right? It will stop the whole thing if there is an error.
Okay.
So the error will be in one shipment, but the report is by line. So it will show 40 lines, but the user can go and receive manually in the system if there is an error. But if there is a known error, which they know is part of the process, but if there is some error other than what they have seen, like duplicate detail ID, they understand, they do it themselves. But because there is nothing Oracle IT team can do about it, you know, it is part of the process on how Americold is doing it. But if there is an error which is different or which occurs like multiple times, then they contact us.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I understand.
Okay, so if we are good, then we'll move to the next slide.
Then I think it is serialization.
Oh, yeah.
So, Divya do you want to cover serialization? Because I believe Mark is not available today.
You can cover this, Sandeep. Serialization.
Yes. So, to facilitate, so now we are changing the gear completely. We are instead of Burlington plants and Americold, we are moving towards our mixed plan. Okay. Majority of the process remains same in the terms of, like, you know, the batch creation and the batch, you know, like there is no huge difference in that sense, but there is a big difference in terms of their serialization and the way MXD does their serialization and all. So for that, there is a custom screen that is created. So if you can scroll down, let me first see if we have an output of that screen here in this document. Yes. So this is So this is the specific responsibility that is attached. It's the basically KK palletizer. So this is a specific responsibility in which users are generating serial numbers for each bag that they have created. So in this also we have to imagine there is a line, and the mix, which is a flour, is kind of a bag is coming out of the line, and for each bag the serial numbers are generated. The serial numbers are already tagged on the bag, but then how these serial numbers are captured in Oracle is what this screen is all about. So scroll down. So Vara, if you can scroll down.
Yeah, yes, Sandeep, sure.
So in this case, we enter the product and the OPM batch that is currently being run. So you enter that details and just scroll down. Sorry, we are using your screen now.
Oh no, no, no
because it's a small topic. So
yeah.
So now once you press OK, it will show how much the quantity and the details are listed, and then you specify the first serial number. Accordingly, it will specify the last serial number for this. So the serial numbers are printed on the bag already. So you are specifying, okay, the first bag that came out of this batch was like 6,000. Then it will, increase. It will already identify that what is the serial number of the last batch, what LPN is associated with it, and that's how it is captured. But let's say there is a problem with one of the bags, right? I mean, everything is going sequentially. Like in this particular case, it started with 00, like 6,050 bags are produced, and it is 6049.
No nos
But let's say
avisaron
for
que
whatever
había visto al
reason,
kitchen,
there
no
is
mandé el menú y Gerardo me empezó a
there is
regañar.
one few
Y ya
bags
lo bueno que ya mandaron un
which
correo diciendo que no
are
les
not
habían avisado,
like
pero pues aún así.
correct or whatever reason, like you have to discard that bag, then just stay here for a minute.
No, sí, pues
So
al
then
final pues
you
me
can
dice, ¿por qué
enter
no lo
that
mandaste? Yo, pues no lo
except
tenía en
one,
el radar, no
except two,
sabía que tenía
except
que salir.
5. You can enter the serial number of that bag. That this bag was not produced because of whatever reason. So you just put that serial number. So those excepts are nothing but exceptions that these bags were not produced. So it will change the last serial. Yeah. So and then you these two flags, which is palette complete flag and cost create last flag, is important because that is when it is performing transactions in Oracle and it knows. Yeah. So scroll down. So when then once you do that, it will then perform the completion quantity in Oracle. So it is basically doing the product completion in Oracle with this serialization process. So it is making the serial number. In our earlier process, the LPN label was carrying the lot number, and lot number was being defaulted because the lot number logic in case of Burlington was basically the lot for that day and the run for that day. So there is a smart lot number that is given which represents the day of the year and also the run of that day. But in case of MXT, every bag is a serial. So this is an easy way for them to capture, and the serial number is already printed on the bag. So this is an easy way for them to capture what all serial numbers were produced as a part of this batch run. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But Cindy,
yes.
But the serial number is not the lot number.
Correct, not the lot number. So that's the big difference here, is that the item is a serial controlled item, whereas earlier we had only lot control items, so the entire day one lot number could run. But here serial is important. Yeah, go ahead, Arthur.
Yeah, just I want to see again the first screen, if you can go up a little, just to see the button. Yeah,
the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So here is when the user have to enter a serial number.
Yes, the first bag serial number, whatever was the first bag used.
Make it big. Make it a little bit bigger if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So what happens is at our distribution center in Winston-Salem, the bags come down off of a conveyor belt, right? And the person at the station that actually creates the pallet, he'll scan, there's 50 bags on a pallet, okay? So he'll scan the first bag, which is the serial number, right? And then he'll scan the last bag, right? And that's what's actually going to create the how do you say it? The LPN. But each one of those will come in to play. It'll serialize each one of these lots or these serial
numbers in between, like from 00 to 049.
Yeah.
System will create 01, 02, 03 up to 049.
Absolutely. So see how you have, if you look at the last 4 digits of that first bag, it's 6,000. I don't know why it's doing this. So it's 6,000 to 6,049. Yeah. So there's.
Which is 50.
Yeah. 50. So that's the first pallet, right? And then the next one is 50 to 99. So that's the second LPN. So that helps you.
Yeah.
But it's all part of the OPM batch at the top of 10064 46 48. It's still hard for me to see, but that's the batch number for the product 2017-1.
Okay, that's good.
So these accepts are just exception in case if the bag within the series was not used or was discarded.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the only customization we have. Yeah, for MXD, this is the palletizer is the only customization in production that we have. So production process in EQP plant is exactly like standard Oracle. There is no customization that comes into picture, but they are discrete manufacturing. They are not OPM batch process. So it's not the flow is full Oracle without any customization. So Divya, other than palletizer, do you want us to cover anything else?
No, Sandeep. I think only mixer serialization is part of this.
Okay. But all this is also listed if, for reference purposes.
Ahí, la verdad es que, mira,
Yeah,
o sea,
because here there is no much of customization. It is all the standard one.
Correct.
Pero luego se pueden llegar a cortar, ¿sabes? O sea, como
That's
que
also
luego, por
listed.
ejemplo, es que no sé si tengo aquí, pero Boston luego sí ha enviado unos párrafos gigantes y la verdad es que como que alcanza, como que, por ejemplo, en este market pues sí llegó al punto, ¿no? Pero como que le quieres abrir para ver más,
Vara,
y en
you
lugar
are
de
just
ver el
scanning,
mensaje,
so.
te abre el app directo.
Yeah.
Entonces,
So,
o sea, si quieres ahí
Divya will share this document. Let us know if you have more questions or around the flows that you want us to go more in detail or some clarification.
Okay, thank you. Can I send any email in order to resolve any doubt?
Say that again.
If I can send you any email in order to resolve any doubt regarding with the document. If I can send you an email.
Yes. Yeah,
sure.
send us an email.
So Divya, so I'll update this and then I'll send it to you. Okay.
Yes, Vara. I can share it with the entire team.
Oh yes.
From the meeting requested.
Okay. So yeah. Any other? So you're good, Arturo, or you have any questions?
Not so far, Rosie. Do you have any question? This?
Mara, can you just stay to one screen?
Yeah. Sorry.
¿Ustedes tienen alguna pregunta?
No, Rosy.
Por usuario, ¿no?
Everything is clear.
Creo que también nos dice acceso al sandbox, ¿no?
No question so far, Sandy. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And then, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Y respondiendo a tu pregunta, Andrés, según lo que ayer platiqué con Dani y con Alex, no hay límites de envíos. Pero también lo que decía el buen Alex, que no saturamos a la gente, ¿no? Pero no hay límites.
De acuerdo. Y bueno, me voy a ir ahorita a clientes y regreso con configuración general, pero en clientes, esta sección que viene aquí es toda la base de datos que van a tener. Como ven, está el nombre, el correo con el que se registraron, el teléfono, la plataforma, si tienen dinero generado, número de pedidos y ya si